Welcome to the March 30th edition of Monday Motivation, PowerPoints for Successful Christian Living, and we're glad that you're here. Today, our topic is exposed. Well, what's exposed? We'll get to that in a few minutes. Many people are still adapting to this new and temporary normal that we have in society right now with the coronavirus, and many are coping well. Other people, it's all at various levels. I've noticed some ideas that people have been sharing on Facebook in ways to cope. A lot of people are exercising more, getting out. We went for a bike ride yesterday. I saw somebody post a plank challenge with their daughter on Facebook. The winner went for 5 minutes. I can do 2, so I was quite impressed. Somebody who was having a difficult time said that they started journaling, expressing their ideas and feelings through a journal, and that was helping them to cope. A lot of people are taking up hobbies or bringing out hobbies that they had but just fell by the wayside. Good way to spend the time, doing something that's relaxing that you enjoy. Seen lots of creative ideas for family times, game nights, just spending time with the family, reading. The church that I was helping do a live stream on Sunday, they had the kids post pictures of them in costume. It was a costume day. Just lots of great ideas to help families through this time. Phoning friends, phoning relatives, your neighbors, just seeing how are you doing, just having time to chat with them, connect with people, not face-to-face obviously, but through other media. I use Zoom, Skype. They're all great ways to connect with people, and even through video. If somebody doesn't have that, use the phone, but video is a great way to connect. A lot of people I've seen bringing out their business or their talent in helping people. Money Coach Mike, a friend of mine, I attended one of his seminars this week. He's got a program, a message to help people who are struggling through this time financially. And it was a great webinar. He's there to help people and willing to help. Solid Families Durham, ideas to help families. You Are Not Alone is a resource here that started up by a friend of mine, a Facebook group. And they'll connect people with somebody who will pray for them. Your first place to connect is your church family, but if that's not working or if you don't have a church family, here's another great way to connect. I've seen resources and support for parents who are new at homeschooling. That's a big challenge for a lot of parents if you've never homeschooled before. How do you keep your kids from just wasting their day on video games and actually engaged in education and learning? There's great resources out there for that. So feel free to hop on the internet. Use these. If you need help connecting with any of them, reach out to us on our contact form. It's on monday-motivation.ca. Exposed. Well, what is a veneer? Let's look at that. Veneer, people who do work with furniture will know what that is. It's a very thin layer of wood. You can see it's very thin. In this case it's plastic, but in the real term it's wood. This piece came from our kitchen renovation. It was left over and I just grabbed it, and it finishes the end of the shelf so that you can't see the wood underneath. And that's what a veneer does. It's the surface, a very thin layer that hides what's underneath. You've probably got furniture at home like that, and then when it gets scratched or bashed or nicked, then you can actually see what is underneath. And in the case of furniture, that wood underneath might be good quality, it might be mediocre, or it might be a very inferior quality, but you don't know until you actually peel back the veneer or damage the veneer and see what's underneath. Well, people, in this case, are like furniture. We have our veneer layer. We have the outside that you see here, and that is covering who we really are on the inside. The veneer is the exterior, but we are something else on the inside. And when that veneer gets peeled back and exposed, people can see who we really are on the inside. And that's what's happening now. During this time of crisis, during times of challenge, our veneer is peeled back and people can see who we really are. And that's where I got the title, Exposed. Our veneer is peeled back and we are exposed now for people to see who we really are on the inside. Just like when you get a new friend, you see the outside initially, and as you get to know them better, you start to see who they really are on the inside. And often that's good, and the friendship can grow from there. Or sometimes you say, uh-oh, they aren't who I really thought they are, and you break off the friendship. Now that people are exposed and we're seeing who people really are, we're seeing a lot of good things. There's a lot of people who are very loving, caring, compassionate. There's people who are going to work in critical areas like groceries and transportation and the medical field. We need these people, and they are making sacrifices so that we can continue living and surviving as a society. So there's a lot of people making sacrifices. We're seeing a lot of good. Integrity, honesty, people who are just helping out their neighbor who might not have in the past. So we're seeing a lot of good as this veneer is peeled back and exposed. We're also seeing a lot of bad. People who hate, people who just spew hatred on social media, people who are mistrusting, people who are hoarding. That's based on selfishness. People who are just angry. This has brought out that anger and it's been exposed. So what can we do? Well, when you see somebody's inside, what they're made of, if they have good qualities, if they're of good quality, encourage that. Encourage them on. Say thank you. The medical workers, people are saying thank you to them. The people in the grocery store who are there to serve us, say thank you. Show respect. Encourage people who are doing good. For the others who are having difficulties, don't be judgmental. Just be gentle with them. Be honest. Encourage them. You can't change them. You can't change somebody. They have to want to change themselves. Pray for them. Set an example. But just because somebody's struggling and what is exposed is not good, doesn't mean that we have to be unlike them or hate them. We just have to continue to love them, set an example, help them grow and mature, encourage them to do better than what they're doing. We can't change other people, but now my question is, on Monday Motivation here, what about you? What about me? I can't change you, but I can change myself. So take a look in the mirror and what has been exposed in your life. And if it's good qualities, that's great. We all have good qualities. Build on those good qualities. Continue to exercise them. Continue to practice those good qualities. That's great. And then when this is exposed, if you're seeing things that you don't like, excuse me, none of us are perfect, but if you're seeing things you don't like, you know what? God is probably using this time of challenge to expose that and make you aware of it. Why? So you can change. In order to change, first thing is awareness. And if you've been made aware of things that need to be changed, then the next step is ask God to help you with that. Pray. Once you've prayed, make a plan. How are you going to do this? Do you need to get counseling? Do you need accountability from a pastor or a friend? How are you going to go about making this change? Don't waste this time. If something has been exposed that you like, that's great. Build on it. If something has been exposed that you're not happy about or where you could be doing better, use this time to work on that issue. Allow God to use this to complete what He wants to do in your life, to make you the person that He wants you to be. So, we're exposed. How are you going to deal with it? That's my challenge to you on this Monday Motivation. Like this video, share, go to our website, go to our Facebook page, join our Facebook page. Our feedback form is on our website, monday-motivation.ca. Have a great week and stay safe. We will see you next week on Monday Motivation.